Hello. Welcome back to Lotus Reverie, first Nexus. So we are coming to an end of this, I think. Well, the walkthrough I went through after a family scene only had 2 more episodes, so I'm guessing it's almost the end. And I think I'm gonna make this another long episode. It's just full of reading, so yeah. So let's get started. So you say your name is Sink. Oh yeah, sure. I do not mind you showing me around. One would usually say thank you in this situation. The new day starts with good intentions as you attempt to start from scratch with Fennel. Fennel, however, does not seem to pick up on your hints, radiating a general aura of smug condescension. So, This boy seems stuck. Does this happen a lot? You calling him a boy is a little... What are you talking about, smarty pants? No. Upon finally meeting the heroine he's admired so much in the flesh, Helio can't help but freeze in place, unable to move or talk normally. From what you've seen so far, Fennel doesn't seem that special. You understand everyone's warnings about her magical power, but to you, she just seems like a girl with a height complex. Should we get going? After much reluctance, the tour finally starts. Just like back when you arrived, you visit all the rooms one by one, giving the usual explanations. However, the results today quickly diverge off the beaten path. A run-of-the-mill hall? You think I'm stupid? I can understand this much, thanks. The kitchen? I can eat anything, but if someone else wants to cook for me, I won't complain. Can you cook? Me? Yes, I can, but well, I mean... Helio breaks into an excited smile at the idea of finally finding common ground with Fennel. When it comes to cooking, Sure. Next. Eh? Fennel dismisses you and leaves the room before you can ever even open your mouth. Wow, books. Thanks for bringing me here. I would have never guessed what room this is. There's a lot of books about magic, so maybe... Oh, for me those is all just bad memories. I'd rather not. Of course, the war and magic. Sorry for not realizing. No, the magic is cool. I'm not really bothered about the war. It's studying that I can't handle. So much time in front of books. My eyes grow dizzy just thinking about it. It's one of the many reasons why I hate the old man. I'm starting to pity Thistle right about now. Fennel, could we one day train together? Train? Do you really want me to train? If I get serious, I can't guarantee the castle's safety. I know modesty is not your forte, but I don't think you're planning to stay here just to enjoy the holidays. Well, that was actually my exact plan. What a shining example of heroism. If I want something, I'll just go out and take the walk around the city. Should not bother you all. Let's not get melodramatic here. About that... You stop for a second, exchanging gazes with Helio. You thought Fennel already knew about the regulations thanks to Thistle. Surprised that she hasn't, you attempt to explain them to her once again. The girl's eyes widen as you continue, until she finally explodes at the end. What? Going out in groups of 3? Nobody told me that! Thistle actually told you, but you never paid much attention to him. It's always that old man coming up with this nonsense. I'm not going to let him get away with this one. Oh no, I swear on my own name. A very pissed heroine stomps her way back to the castle, not leaving room for discussion. Sink, I think from now on I will focus. Sorry for betraying you back there. What are you even talking about? A part of me just died just now. Don't pay me any mind. Okay, sure. In the meantime, I'll head back inside. I'm a little worried about what might happen with her there. Plus, I was the first one who offered to show her around after all. Good. Good luck. I'll try to calm down a bit. These sudden changes. You bid farewell, not really understanding what's going on with Helio and a sudden shell-shocked appearance. What do you mean I can't leave on my own? Who do you think I am, old man? You make it to the hall and join on the other onlookers of the show. Since the very moment she arrived, Fennel and Thistle have argued about everything. Or to be more precise, Fennel gets annoyed at every little thing, while Thistle tries to calm her down with his usual courtesy. A bit unbearable, this supposed heroine. You were better off when you were the new girl sink. Outside of the making snarky comments, no one dares to actually interfere. You all continue gossiping from a safe distance. Fennel, do you really think I gain anything from all this? Save your breath. Don't you see? I've never imposed any regulations on anyone. I only inform you for your own good. Look, Thistle, you can shove your fancy rhetoric up your ass. I told you I would play along, so I won't get into any trouble, but I don't have the slightest intention of stalling all your nonsense. The regulations, the surveillance cameras, the patrols, the control over surprise. Who do you think you are? All of this just for the few people in this castle. What's next? Underwear checks? Do you want me to mark my next period into the group calendar? There's no reason for you to get this angry, Fennel. You should know that I would never. What? Isn't that your type? As if I didn't know about your getaways to please some young fanciful miss, you dirty old man. It's just for a second, but Thistle's face darkens. He raises his arm, takes one step closer. His body looks enormous compared to Fennel's small frame. You've never felt such intense pressure coming from Thistle, not even when your lives were in danger. Fennel, however, stands her ground. You feared the worst. But in the end, he only grabs the girl's shoulder. This talk is over. Fennel shrugs him off and leaves, making no effort to hide her bad temper as she passes in front of the group of onlookers. After what you just saw, you should do something. Who do you want to follow? If I follow Thistle, it's gonna look a bit suspicious, isn't it? People are gonna be like, why did she follow Thistle? You should follow Fennel. It's better. While everyone runs over to Thistle, you follow Fennel through the castle hallways until the two of you have reached the courtyard. The girl stops in place. She grips her own shoulder, the one Thistle grabbed before, with visible discomfort. And despite her back being turned to you, she notices your presence. Why do you come here? I'm not up for another talk. No, it's not that. Oh, it's you. I should have guessed. Well, now, what do you want? I was wondering why you would want to go out so badly. It's not like there's anything out there. Why go through all the trouble? What? Not really. Then why all this ruckus and making everyone your enemy? I just want to annoy the old man as much as possible. I can't let him get away with it. Just for that? Are you serious? It's more than enough reason in my book, but yes, there's another reason. A very simple one. The girl summons her aura, a conceited smile on her face. It's so bright you are forced to cover your eyes. The wind starts to rise, swirling around both of you as if you're in the eye of the storm. Because I can. With a resounding slam, the great door behind her opens, leaving a path free to the external world. Power is cultivated, earned each and every day through your own effort. If you ignore it, there comes a time when you obediently end up enslaving yourself based on excuses. And that's not something I will allow, no matter what. Tell me, haven't you noticed it too? Isn't it strange? There's a strange sensation that crawls down your back every day? An empty hole, a feeling of loss you cannot comprehend. That's what's wrong with all of you in the castle. You all fell for his games. He always does the same thing. That kind, funny, even a little bit a silly attitude of his is at first makes you relax, easing your most basic instincts. And then what? He exposes you little by little to different pieces of information. All of them are true, sure, but he gets to choose over the order and the method of the information is presented. His way of explaining is always clear and visual. He hypnotizes you with enigmas and perfect analogies, always asking the question to which he already holds the answers, forcing his answers to come out of your own mouths until your opinion is remodeled into his ideology. A perfect mix of mystery, admiration, fear, and logic. You want to learn more, and that reels you in. By the time you realize his opinions are unique and subjective, it becomes an established common sense no one can negate that you must accept through social pressure. Don't you believe me? I'll ask you the same questions you did to me. Why can't we leave the castle walls? Why the 3 people regulation? You're suspicious of Fennel's words, wondering if there's a trick behind them, but you answer honestly. Because of the human Topa pairs, if 3 people go out together, at least one of them will be outside that pair. So if anything happens, what will happen? If somebody is hiding something or plans to backstab us with an attack, or setting up some kind of trap, how? They would cut off some supplies like when I arrived or nothing. Come on, how does that regulation really make a difference on what a pair of 2 people could accomplish? Huh? What do you mean? See, you've even lost the capacity to analyze the most basic things. You've taken so much for granted that you can't even see the puppeteer's strings. I'll ask again, what can a pair of 2 people accomplish, whether that regulation exists or not? Set traps or sabotage the castle? All of you are hiding here like frightened rats, surrounded by all kinds of security systems, precisely for this very reason. Use some kind of weapon to siege the building? What about the regulations that stops that from happening? You can just leave at any point and just like I'm going to do and proceed to attack. The cameras already exist precisely to avoid that scenario. If anyone comes in or out the castle, it's something you should already know. And let's say I decided to leave with 2 strangers without any assurance back in the castle. If they decided to band together and to kill me, wouldn't that make their intentions too obvious? You don't need any regulations for that. And everyone will realize immediately by their own genuine common sense and look for other ways so they'd never be caught defenseless. What you should actually worry about is what's going on inside this castle. Have any of these regulations stopped the deaths? Or is that every time the pair disappears, you don't look away? You cannot help but think of Rue and Violet, everyone's attitudes after the death, the indifference, and what Thistle said. You would take care of the concealing the times you spent outside. Was it really that easy? As fragile as Fennel says? What guarantees there are no secret exits? What tells you there are no other people in this castle taking advantage of the cover provided by these regulations? But of course, there's always that what if. That small chance something outside your grasp happens. A scenario where it may turn out useful. Because I won't deny it, it's a good idea to go out in groups of 3 people. It offers at least some security. However, it doesn't dispel danger. The opposite, in fact, it numbs you. The regulations protect me. The cameras protect me. The castle protects me. There are always some superior entity protecting me with its invisible presence, so I shouldn't worry. Be it God, the law, the Queen, or Thistle's stupid regulations. In the end, no matter where you look, everyone falls prey to that same temptation of indolence. But you are in the war. But you are in a war. Don't you realize people are dying? Don't you realize that sooner or later, you'll have to fight among each other? Kill each other for the sake of your life and death? What kind of presumptuous dream do you think you guys are living? The jokes, the good vibes, those are nothing but delaying and deferring your own responsibilities to a more convenient day. There's only one person who can protect you, and that's yourself. Silence envelops the courtyard. You can't look directly at Fennel. Why not tell Thistle this? Tell everyone else. Would I gain anything from that? As if anyone would accept responsibility for their own actions. The world may be sleeping, but not me. It's always someone else's fault. That's the first reaction that goes through your head and to avoid the grim reality. Look, many of those regulations make sense. There's nothing too ridiculous and a lot of thought went into them. But at the same time, they blind you into their negative effects. Those cannot come into the surface because that would entail accepting your own mistakes and your very nature as human beings. The true aim of these regulations is control, offering answers to temporarily reduce stress and increase this false trust among the castle dwellers. To make them believe that anything wrong that happens is not their fault because they followed the almighty dogma. Or at least they make sure everyone else believes it they follow it. In this way, the masses calm down and become manageable, even manipulable. You can do whatever you want as long as you maintain this balance between danger and peace. Because no one wants to go through the suffering. No one is willing to confront their own demons even at the damn end of the world. They avoid the bad taste of having to make cruel and extreme decisions, also they can repeat themselves over and over again. I'm a good person. What greater satisfaction than that exists, don't you think? The girl laughs mockingly. And why are you telling me this? Well, I guess you're an exception. Maybe I just felt like venting. You clench your fist, press it to your chest, whispering your suspicions. You know me? You know who I am? The girl taps her finger on her chin, looking around her before she answers. I don't know you, Sink, but I know you and the old man are connected, right? Your breath catches in your throat for an instant. You are created through the old man's subconscious, so you have nothing to worry about. He would never do anything to harm you. Do not forget that your destiny and us are connected. Do not let my words undermine your own conviction. At the end of the day, we are rivals. We'll have to fight if we want to survive. Fennel turns away. I couldn't care less if the entire castle turns against me, or if you all decide to punish me for just taking a stroll. That might even be the best, since that'd be the only way the battle could be considered fair. Before leaving, the girl takes one look back, full of condescension. Although I'm sure that by the time I'm back, everything will remain the same, so you can play together if you want. That's what I came here for after all, Sink. One thing doesn't negate the other. And now if you'll allow me, I won't forget. Fennel crosses the forbidden threshold without any ounce of shyness or embarrassment, in view of the cameras, in view of everyone. Whistling cheerfully on her way to the city. The day passes, the hours tick by, and all that fear fades away. Just as she said, absolutely nothing happens. From which we adopted our identity. Oh, attention resets. Oh, we have a lot of... I thought this would be the end. Hey, entertain me. The bossy and arrogant girl answers your goodwill with pure disdain. After a single second, you already regret paying her any attention. Did you not hear me? I'm bored. Let's do something. I'm surprised after all that talk from before you come looking to play around. Why not? I told you that was my aim when I made it here. That little dance? That was so cute. Oh my god. The proud girl pokes her shoulder like a little kid looking for attention. It fits her appearance, of course, but it makes for a shocking contrast to her rude and crude language. It's hard to be bored in this castle. There's always someone to fooling around. Wait, don't tell me that it's your turn to cause the nonsense of the day. I have no idea what in the world you're talking about, but you better watch your mouth if you don't want to end up on my bad side. As you wish, Miss Heroine. So why is Her Excellency bothering to ask me to play when there are so many others in this castle? Probably because you're the only one who dares to respond to my threats with sarcasm. You look up thoughtfully, surprised by how well Fennel seems to take her snappiness. That's true. I didn't think about that. Why am I the only one treating you like this? Maybe it would make for more sense if I kept my distance just like the others. Why should I know? In any case, you'll have to look for someone else. Thanks to my amnesia, I'm not really sure what I'd like before my free time. Huh? Are you serious? If you can think of something interesting, I could consider it. What are your hobbies, Fennel? It's not like you asked with any ill intention, but Fennel hesitates. That's none of your concern. Fennel's expression is just asking you to press for her further, an evil smile on your lips. Did I just find a weak spot? I'm starting to think that you are cuter and more adorable than anyone could have expected. After all this time, I think I'm starting to understand Rose. Now I want to hug you. Can I hug you? I'll hug you. I'm done. If you want to die so much, then I'll fulfill your wish. Easy. I was just joking. I already noticed her persecution stick don't work on you. I'm in an unexpectedly good mood right now, to the point where I barely recognize myself, so I'll lay on it thick for you. Let's go together. Oh, where is this change of attitude coming from? I don't know. I just had the idea we could go around and ask everyone what their hobbies are. Who knows, I might even remember something about my own. What's the worst that could happen? Sink. Fennel actually lets her guard down and an affable smile on her face, showing off a side of her that doesn't appear very often. One that you don't hesitate to destroy. And we can take this chance to fix your terrible reputation. What a little brat you turned out to be. Excuse me? Fennel complains but still tags along as the two of you roam around looking for the rest of the castle members. You take it in stride since, as you just said, that's the worst that could happen.
My hobbies? I do love literature and classical music.
And video games.
And No, wait.
Not like it's a secret after so long. What are you trying to deceive here, you rascal? Hilo stutters out an explanation. Although Fennel doesn't exactly know what's going on, you all get the idea. He previously said that he managed to overcome his idolization of her, but it's obviously still hard for him to treat her like any other normal person. Not like he allows such treatment either. Oh, well, I guess I like them too.
Oh, you mean video games, Fennel?
Yeah, I used to play them with my sister.
Oh, what kind of games have you played? Console or PC? Online? I was more of an offline guy, mostly RPGs, but I dabbled in a bit of everything. Except for visual novels, not that I cared for them. Gameplay always comes first. I would never buy the game based on how the girls look.
I didn't catch half a word you said there. I only play casually from time to time, so all our horses there, nerd.
Wow, he put in so much effort to keep up his appearances and you just obliterated him in a single second.
So can you discard video games then? What about you, Rose? Anything you enjoy? I don't mind anything, and I like a bit of everything, so just pick anything. It would help if you could give us any ideas. We've run out of people to ask. The old man doesn't count. There is one more person, but I'm not sure whether asking her would be a good idea. You mean me, Sink? Columbine pops up from nowhere, causing the usual heart attack among the crowd. Why Where did this girl come from? She lacks presence, or she tends to become invisible, at least when she has no intention of hiding. Drives me crazy every time. She's too cute for this world. But now Fennel might have taken over that position. I like how you two try to resist. No. Hands off, pretty face. I already knew I'm pretty, but thanks for the compliment. Columbine takes cover behind Fennel, having finally found someone who can stop Rose's urges. Back on topic, is there anything you'd like to do, Columbine? Any hobbies? Me? I like... Aside from following me. Then, taking pictures of Try another. Then, writing in my diary about what's synced. Apart from that, sleeping in your bed when you aren't there. Huh? Trying on your...
I would love to read what that said. You call?
Bro! Trying on your underwear while you're taking a shower. Alright, that's enough. Columbine has trouble stopping once she starts on this train. Rose laughs uproariously, while Fennel narrows her eyes at you with bewilderment and revulsion. Focus for a second, Columbine. We're talking about something you like that doesn't involve me whatsoever. Isn't there anything you spend your free time doing before the incident? I guess... hunting? Hunting? I used to go hunting. I even had a license, more or less. Just as a hobby? Now that's something.
Not like there's anything to hunt here. Not only have most humans disappeared since the incident, but all the animals are gone too.
I never stopped to think about it, but you're right. I haven't seen a single animal in all this time. And you're only realizing that now? Sync, please. But that doesn't stop us from trying something related. What if we combine both Hido's and Columbine's hobbies? You take a moment to try to figure out Rose's meaning. The answer is easier than you thought.
I was excited when you guys mentioned about playing a game, then it turns out you mean outdoors.
Why would you think it was a tabletop game?
Because there's nothing better in this universe than tabletop games. Playing outdoors as if we're healthy, decent people? Well, I never.
At your age, you should teach the opposite, Ulrich. Come on, can you two get along for just 5 minutes? We're supposed to be in the same team, even if the assignments were against our will. We are back! The opposite team composed of Rose, Helio, and Columbine returns carrying some boxes. Containers and painting materials, some pieces of fabric, a few sticks, and the particular weapons for this event, water balloons. We're gonna play a unique version of Capture the Flag.
Let's see. You guys have to mark on your clothes with this paint. The paint quickly washes off upon contacting with any water. If that happens, you're out. We also have to draw our flags with this paint, and the first team that erases the enemy's flag design will be the victor. Very unique Capture the Flag rules, but I still don't get how this unites our hobbies. I mean, I get how this is related to hunting, but for me...
Are you sure? Wet shirts, water balloons, and many super sexy girls? Can you deny it?
Huh? I know, but I mean...
Look at this pitiful face. You'll have to watch out for this around this wild animal. Or maybe you're also looking forward to seeing everyone soaked?
Maybe.
Maybe. But I'm even more worried about the different wild animal. In my opinion, couldn't we just use something flashier? Water balloons are lame. Using replica guns or something else could be dangerous. Even fake bullets hurt. This is more fun and entirely painless. A pity. Quit fooling around. We still have to take some preventive measures. For example, no aiming for the head. No one wants to lose an eye here. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey! What about my opinion on that? You lose all hope for any proper exchange for Columbine and go back to Fennel's side. She's in the middle of laying out fabric for your soon-to-be flag. What are we gonna do here? Do we have to choose some kind of coat of arms? Each team should paint their own logo and we'll show each other later. We'll compete to see whose flag is cooler. Mine, obviously. You accept the challenge. Each team moves away from this other to start diplomatically and democratically working on your flags. Or that's what you hope. It turns out to be nothing but complete chaos.
If it's a flag we need, why not use Maya's flag and call it a day?
The Patriots here. Just watch. He's now gonna start dumping irrelevant historical facts.
Created over 2 centuries ago, the Mayan flag displays 2 beautiful flowers as a symbol of the garden that...
See? Absolutely insufferable. Can the teacher delay the fact history classes to another day? There's no way we're using something so bland as a flag that already exists. Let's go with this instead.
Fennel brings out a quick paper and sketch out she drew just now. Although instead of a sketch, the drawing should be more aptly described as a Lovecraftian horror. What am I supposed to be seeing here?
This is me as in the center. Here's the old man in the corner pleading for mercy, and you're right here celebrating my glory.
It's so hideous. I'm wishing for the bout of amnesia could hit me right about now. It's not so bad. Quite the opposite. Didn't know you were an actual masochist, Thistle. Give me a second, then I'll show you. This perfectly fits with the Fibonacci spiral, and everything's better with Fibonacci. What? No, not amnesia. I think suicide would be a better solution. Where's Columbine when I need her?
Wait, I can improve it further. If everything's better with Fibonacci, what about Fibonacci within a Fibonacci spiral?
Good lord, it's a perfect match! Am I the only one with actual working eyes in this group or something?
I know, right? You gave me the idea, but now I get it. This is why it's called the Fibonacci spiral.
I think that was because Fibonacci made it. Call me crazy. I must yield to the evidence. This is the winning flag.
It's hard for me to admit it, but your words are my inspiration. It is our flag.
Is this incredibly trashy flag the only thing you two will ever agree on in your whole lives?
Well, let's just leave it at that. I thought it could get any worse, but I have no interest in drawing this out any longer. We literally cannot sink any lower.
Hello, hello, hello. Are you done? We just finished our flag. Surely you cannot even fathom who crafted this superb design. Ta-da! I take it back.
We draw a kapata. Not just any kapata, but the gold pata. And we drew it with the gold spiral. We thought about the animal thanks that animal talk from before, but we ended up using the legendary gold pata instead. I wish I could see one of these once.
There are so many things you want to say against this. You simply run out of words. In the end, you can only silently close your mouth and avert your eyes from this horror.
It's the legendary gold pata, and it's a bit transparent.
Whatever. I'm gonna regret asking this, but did you really have to use the same exact spiral design as us? Wait a second, Sing. I cannot allow you to just babble about such nonsense. The golden spiral and the Fibonacci spiral are totally different. Their idea to use a golden spiral with the Golpata is remarkable. They match so well. It even explains where the name Golpata comes from. Pretty sure it has to do with the golden shine and the heavenly chorus that plays when... Bah, I don't know why I even try. Just as I expected from such a man of culture as the boss. The rivalry between these two spirals have been going on too long. Now, in this capture the flag game, we'll decide on once and for all, which one is better. I think my only motivation is to erase those flags from the face of this earth. With the flag issue resolved, if that can be considered resolved, everyone moves to put the finishing touches on the water balloons and the game field. Despite all your sarcastic reactions, you are enjoying these moments so much that you don't realize that when Rose leaves the area. By the time she returns, her face is lit up with a giant grin, most likely the result of thinking up another crazy plan of hers. It just came to my mind, but how about we make a bet? If there's something at stake, it'll be more exciting and ensures everyone's giving their best. The group nods and approve at Rose's idea, but then the questions start popping up. Not like there's much to bet after the incident. What if we put some kind of secret on the line? I'm sure I'm the only one curious about Fennel's, the famous heroine. Helio is obviously curious about the topic as he slowly shuffles progressively closer to the conversation. Alright, sounds interesting. What do I gain from this? That's a problem. Compared to you, we're all normal people, so our secrets are not as juicy. In exchange, perhaps we could let you ask as many questions as you want, while we only get to ask one. That should work well enough as a handicap for our secrets to be of equal value of yours. You may win. Only one question per Fennel, but if we win, we can ask as many as we want? Not like I'm gonna complain, but... Despite the potential consequences of such questions, Columbine seems indifferent. Helio, after taking a moment to think, also accepts the deal. Fennel looks over at you. She seems to be enjoying this kind of negotiation. That's some cards you got. Sure, fine by me, but before that, I would like to know the question you have for me. I can think of a few, but what about... I would like to know if there's anyone stronger than you, Fennel. Healer interferes, standing directly in front of Fennel. We already know that you are the Maya's heroine, a legend in the flesh, but there is anyone you couldn't surpass in the past? Everyone always thinks about the same person as the best magician in the world, but I want to hear the truth from you. Although Rose was left to the side by Hilo's interjection, she smiles and shrugs, allowing him to choose the question. And what happens if I refuse to answer that question? Huh? I didn't think of that. Although Helio's confidence instantly evaporates once again, it is Rose who comes to his rescue. Well, we can try something else. What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done? Or if you've ever liked someone. I have nothing but childish curiosity. Fennel acts all exhausted, but she can't hide the fun that she's having at how this event is turning out. I'd almost prefer to answer the first question. I have a reputation to maintain. Fennel happily accepts the group, finally redirects their attention to the actual contest. In fact, it seems this bet really did help raise everyone's spirits. Now, for real this time, all of you are ready for the game. Although you know firsthand Thistle's leadership and strategy skills as long as Fennel is here, she's the one calling the shots. Fennel's experience was honed on the battlefield after all. It only makes sense to think that her seniority and insight would bring great results. Our strategy is simple. First, we'll send the old man in a suicide attack. Just like that? Oh, we are using him as bait or something? Golly, I wasn't thinking of that. I just wanted to make him suffer and get removed from the game as soon as possible. Or maybe not. So, come on, old codger. Hurry up. Alright, whatever you say, but I was actually happy about.
Not another word.
Fennel bids farewell to Thistle. When she returns, she waggles her eyebrows with a convincing look.
And now you and I can focus on our part. First step.
Fennel asks her to bend down so she can reach her head. You don't understand what's going on, but she uses the chance to mess your hair up.
Done. Now for the second step, do nothing.
Huh?
Get comfy and tell me a joke or whatever.
But what about the flag?
Don't worry, I've set some traps.
When? How?
Don't get bogged down in the details. I profiled our targets so they should be here any minute.
A powerful explosion cuts off your conversation. It comes out from a few meters away, and as soon as you draw closer to the location of the bang... What's Helio doing in that cage?
See, I told you it would work. We just had to use a proper bait.
And what was that bait?
Geeky toys.
You got me there. You got me there, Fennel. I never expected you would prepare such a sophisticated trap.
Well, not so much sophisticated. You do realize you could find this stuff at any old store, right?
I couldn't wait. I just couldn't. You from a I I can't read that fast. Where do you learn all these things? Fennel glares at you, then sighs softly.
Someone with their own resources, and now, if you'll allow me, it's time to get rid of our first victim.
1 or 2 water balloons should be enough to erase the painted mark, but Fennel doesn't seem content with just that. Ooh. Let me take a picture. Yeah. Oh my god, just like in hentai. Oh my god. Oh my god. Baby boy looks so cute, but please button up your shirt. I don't want to look at that. Please. I can't because he's baby boy. I can't thirst over him because he's baby boy. The attack is even more brutal than you expected. Helio's clothes are torn open and the fabric turns transparent. How are they torn open? How do you get the buttons off? How did water balloons do this? Tell me. I know that they can make your white clothes look transparent. But how did they unbutton your clothes? And why do you look like that? Excuse me? Hello? Despite your slight embarrassment, you can't take your eyes off the tragedy. Who would have thought I would be the first one to fall? Can't be helped. I can only satisfy your ultimate side. Sayonara. I swear, I have no idea what you mean sometimes, but trust me, you're not satisfying anything. The boy is stuck inside the cage and well and truly soaked and unable to move. That blow to his pride must have been too much.
1 down, 2 to go.
Alright, that takes care of Helio, but now there's Rose and Columbine. What kind of bait do you use with those two? Why are you laughing?
You seriously don't know?
You wouldn't dare. Another enormous cage crashes onto the ground right next to you.
You were the bait.
I couldn't wait. I just couldn't.
You can get me all off. You belong to different timelines.
Not you too. What? Okay, I'm really. Okay, let me read this. You can't get me an afternoon sync with her morning messy hair. They belong to different timelines and just look mess. I had to do something about it. You could at least keep her head symmetrical, but no. What did Helio say? Oh, okay, I can't go back that far.
Alright. Not you too. See, my profiling is impeccable. And now? Oh no. Now you're gonna hit me really hard with all those balloons. You and Fennel look at each other, dismayed, and decide to end this as soon as possible. Oh. Ah. Ah. This fan service, very nice. Columbine looks so cute. She looks so cute. Her face. Her face, her expression, so nice. I'm gonna take a picture of this. This fan service is too much. I can't with this. Columbine's cries sound almost suggestive, and you can't help but watch. That's all? Nothing else? Just water? Why didn't you use something to dissolve all my clothes? I even burned my skin. Just thinking about it. So evil. You prefer to stay quiet and just slowly walk backwards while Columbine passes out from sheer bliss. We still have to take on Rose. What do you prefer to deal with her? Rose, huh? That girl is more of a problem. What do you think we could use for her? As bait? You cross your arms, lost in thought, unable to come up with an answer. Just use Columbine! That's the issue with Rose. For a moment I thought I could use Columbine for even, myself. But all our fooling around is nothing but a ploy to get close to her particularly unsociable. That is her own way of building unity within the group. Truth be told, she was more obsessed with Columbine at first, but since I made it here, she's toned that down. Columbine has me now, so she's livelier in her own way, much to my dismay. Exactly, Rose is the type of person who has a reason for everything she does, even if it seems like she's just playing and having fun. In reality, she's much colder than the facade that's on. And the way she's avoided anything about her hobbies, that girl is hiding something. Or... Fennel stops and shakes her head. I'm just rambling. Forget it. Let's focus on what really matters. Through thick and thin, I'll just have to confront her face to face while you go for the flag. Are you going to fly her alone? No, I'm not alone. We are a team, Sync. Fennel. Except the old man. He may as well as just get lost. Nice way of ruining the moment. With all the trust weighing on her shoulders, Fennel goes after Rose. So you finished handling my subordinates? I don't expect any less from you two, Fennel and Sync. I have been waiting to say that line for far too long. Another dream I can mark off the bucket list. The girl stands as the last line of defense before her flag, positioned to take advantage of her surrounding terrain. On top of a small hill where the walls and castle creates a bottleneck. Do you really think you can pass through me? I have the gravity on my side. You'd better be ready if any of you dare to lay a toe on my domain. She chuckles. She chucks several water balloons as a warning shot. They accurately rain down on you just like shells from a mortar. And if that wasn't enough, she clearly has boxes and boxes of ammunition at her disposal right next to her. Eh? But Fennel's reaction was too unexpected. That was a threat. Why aren't you girls... Rose, I'm gonna say something we all think on our mind, but nobody dares to say out loud. Huh? What do you mean? Rose, too many times when you try to be all buddy-buddy. It's too cringeworthy. What? Seriously, look me in the eyes. Do you think it's easy for me to say this? To complain about someone who is doing her best to just be funny and fit in, it's just too painful. But your sense of humor fails at least half the time. You're so disconnected from people and the real world, you're always unable to understand context. Huh? I know perfectly, Rose. I understand what you're thinking, but the feeling of solitude... Because I'm the same. Fennel. Oh, and all of that just now was a lie. I was only buying time for Sync to get by you. Huh? While Fennel was distracted by Rose, you went your own way and climbed up the slope from another side. If you sprint fast enough, you should be able to reach the flag and end this. That is, if Rose herself isn't fast enough to prepare for another attack. You tricked me. For a second I thought... It doesn't matter. This battle is over for Rose. If she focuses her effort on either of you two, the other will escape her grasp. Or at least that was her plan. You never took her into consideration how magic is nothing but a child's play for Rose. It's fine. I always win. Even if it's something as lame as water balloons, what happens next is chilling. There are innumerable hundreds, thousands of balloons rushing into the air, darkening the sky, and just like she warned, gravity does the rest. Go, Sink! But Fennel doesn't give up. With terrifying precision, the girl hurls her own balloons at your direction. Anyone would think there was pure luck, but her balloons strike down Rose's balloons at miraculous angles, opening up a perfect path for you to continue. However, in exchange... Well, I didn't expect that. The girl complains, knowing what's about to happen. Since in her hands, there weren't enough balloons to save both of you. Damn it! I don't really want to take a picture of Fennel. She hasn't grown on me yet. Maybe I'll take a picture. Yeah, the otome side of me is showing. You better not mess it up now, Sink. After this humiliation, I swear You can't allow your partner's sacrifice to be in vain. After a brief glance backwards, you look ahead and barrel straight forward, focusing on objective. It doesn't matter how much time you buy for yourselves. Rose prepares for her next spell. Her aura shines effortlessly, radiating waves of power. Are you sure about that? Shadows cover the floor below Rose's feet. She raises her head to look up. It can't be. The balloons Fennel had just thrown were not only a shield for you. They arced with perfect precision, tracing a perfect parabola in the sky that ends up at Rose's position. What in the world? The girl takes in stride with grace and humor. Instead of looking for a way out, she prefers to lose while making her best possible pose. What the? It tickles. That's what I get for being too overconfident. For the record, I never give this service to anyone. This is a once-in-a-lifetime limited offer. Okay? You witnessed this scene from a distance. You even noticed Rose winking an eye at you for some reason. Better leave her to her own demise. And all that's left is you and that godforsaken flag. That good-looking flag? I think I'm gonna enjoy this. There's no room for error. You throw the flag on the floor and start pelting it with water balloons. However, I said it before, right? I always win. The paint on the flag dissolves. Behind it there's... What the... It's your flag. Think. Look at me. Forget the others. Impure, dirty. Just look at me. 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. Oh yeah, now that's what I call sexy. Or that's what it would say if a flag could speak, I guess. What just happened here? Why does our flag have that idiot drawn on it? While you two were distracted before, I took the opportunity to exchange them. I had a brilliant idea, an unsurpassed talent to draw on top of it to camouflage it. The most dangerous variable was if you were able to tell it apart from the Fibonacci spiral from the golden one, since I couldn't draw on top of that. However, I see you didn't even realize. How would I be able to notice that? Are we all insane here? Well, I guess I lost after all. Time to fulfill my end of the deal. Wait a second, we still don't know if Helio has recovered from seeing so many transparent red shirts. I'm fine. Stop spitting nonsense. Poor thing, don't worry, we all know you're disappointed Sink didn't get drenched. That's not. Fennel smiles, her hand on her hips. Helio, you wanted to know if there was anyone stronger than me, right? Well, it's complicated to say for sure. If we're talking about this very moment, I'm sure I wouldn't lose to anyone. However, in regards to the rest of my life before the incident, yes, I did lose many times. I wasn't the best magician in the world that everyone tried to sell me as. You listen carefully as the nostalgic Fennel is lost in memories that bring out a kind, soft, and even sensible side of her. Every so often, life will remind you how insignificant and you truly are. No matter how widely known your name or legend may be, it doesn't matter. We are all expendable in the eyes of this world. And that includes me. But that doesn't mean you're expendable for those who matter, for those you can't reach. If they don't look at you, force them. And that's the whole world you should try to defeat, Helio. Besides, I already told you there's no one else around these parts. Only you can try to surpass me, and I won't make it easy for you. Be grateful that today I was benevolent. Ha! Fennel boasts proudly as she makes her way back to the castle, her words having moved from that brief moment of sensibility and wisdom in favor of complete lack of subtlety. Who would accept that reality and also laugh about it? But that's precisely why you can't help but follow her. I almost forgot, Sing, but thanks, that was fun. Even if it was very silly, I consider it a waste of time. I think it was worth it at the end. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome? I'd actually forgotten how this all started in the first place. Very appropriate of you, forgetting things, huh? Speaking of forgetting, haven't you forgotten something?
So here we are. So here we are. No passes through here, huh? Maybe I'm too intimidating or something. I don't know if not even for fan service, huh? Bummer.
I deserve that and more for what I am.
She's reading manga. Comic. Oh, I guess it's not manga. It's a comic. It's a comic. Okay, I was thinking of making a long episode, but I'm like tired. It's just the morning of Saturday and I'm tired. I've been working all week. So I'm a bit tired. So I'll just end it here. There are a bunch of main quests that I have yet to do. I'll do next week, which is next episode for you guys. So yeah, like if you like, dislike if you dislike. Subscribe for more no. Subscribe for more content like this. I do a lot of visual novels. So if you like that, please subscribe and do comment down below what you think of this episode and also suggest some games for me to play. I was thinking of playing my childhood games, Spy Fox. So if you like that, do consider subscribing. Again, I mean, I'm just telling you to subscribe however much I want. So because I'm a YouTuber. Anyway, I think that's all. Thank you for watching and have a good day.